Tap that Fabro Elder, tap this Fabro Elder, copy a Fabro Elder, tap that Fabro Elder, and for good measure, tap this Jegantha. Untap this Fabro Elder, and then tap it again, and then just do it this way. See how much mana we can pump into this thing?
Today in Commander Replay, we're back with some more Jegantha Tap Creature Tribal. Let's see how many Fabro Elders we can tap. Next on Commander Replay. Hey guys, help support me and save 15% on singles by using the promo code REPLAY at mothershipaTX.com. Commander Replay t-shirts, available in orange and colors beside orange.
Welcome back, everyone. Playing some Jegantha the Wellspring Tap Creature Tribal today. Today we're going to test through some changes that I've been working through in my paper version of the deck. This opening hand looks pretty terrible, so we're going to mulligan that. Oh, that is slow. That is slow. There's card draw right here. I guess. Hopefully we draw okay. 2 5-color lands. That's something. The mana colors in this deck can be a little bit tricky, so that is something. Anyway, yeah, I've been playing the paper version of this deck quite a bit recently, and with the paper version, there's a number of cards that are in that like $7 to $15 range. Kalitas, Godsire, a handful of others that are like annoyingly expensive that I haven't felt like gone out and purchasing. In addition to some of the really expensive ones like Mono Green Selvala and Bloomtender. So I've been testing through a lot of changes in the absence of those cards, just to kind of see what works and kind of get a feel on what things I'm really liking. There were a number of cool cards that I missed the first time around when I played the deck, and now having gotten a feel for what cards I can cut from the deck, it's given me some deck slots to be able to play with some things and try out some like weird janky cards that most people probably haven't seen, or at the very least don't show up in Commander games very often. We'll take a look at those in a second. We draw into that Kalitas. Yep. All the mono black in hand. That's okay though. Play the command tower. Play this Soul Ring, and we'll tap that out and pass it. Basically, our plan right now is going to be get Jegantha and then try to tap this Bonder's Enclave and try to get to the lower portion of our curve, because we have found all the really big stuff. Here's a signet for opponent. Pretty good. Let's go take a peek at the deck list. So, some of the newer things that I've been testing out for this deck, Obsessive Stitcher is one that I've seen a few times now and has been really good. The fact that it's looting and it returns things to the battlefield at instant speed is pretty cool. Excited about that one. Plarg is one that looks fantastic, particularly Augusta on the backside. Haven't got a chance to get that into play yet. Jeskai Ascendancy is another one that seems very interesting and is one that I want to get a look at, particularly being able to potentially untap multiple times in a turn. Nostro looks really interesting. Skyward Eye Prophets looks cool. Nightscape Master is another one that I'm testing. And Garth the One-Eyed I've seen in one game and was pretty good. So testing out lots of cool things right now, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can get a look at some of them. Here comes an Impact Tremors for opponent. Blind Obedience for opponent. That's not great for what we're doing. We don't have haste yet, so it's not a big deal, but once we do have haste, that is actually pretty annoying. Let's get this Firelit Thicket into play. Will be helpful. We're on 4 mana. Can't do much with 4, so looks like we're passing. Oh, that's a Wheel of Fortune. I was kind of worried about that. But I did sneak a little bit more reanimation into the deck, so hopefully we run into that. That's stuff that speeds us up, so that's cool. Our mana colors are a little weird, though. Yeah. Losing that mana confluence. Don't love that. We should be able to get some things done this turn, though. Astral Drift. Uh-oh. Whenever you cycle Astral Drift or another cycle card, if it's on the battlefield, you may exile target creature. If you do, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Super annoying effect. I remember playing around some Astral Slide decks back in the day, and not a good time. We do have an Aura Shards, which will be incredible against this Ghen deck. Unfortunately, don't have the mana to cast this at instant speed, but... there's a Fumigate. Yeah, nothing really worth fumigating. Play our only land is this forest. Play the Mana Crypt. Oh, that comes in tapped. Yeah, that's also pretty awkward. So that puts us on Jegantha right here. And next turn, if this stuff holds up, we should be able to have a pretty big turn. So taking a look at Jegantha, It's 5 mana, 5/5, has the companion ability. We're not using companion today. We're just using it for its tap. Add Woobird to your mana pool. This mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. So this is a 5-color commander that has a tap ability, and there's not very many of those. In fact, this may be the only one I'd have to take a look again. Actually, I think Garth is now a 5-mana commander that has a tap ability, so I guess there are 2. But anyway, yeah, Jegantha's main purpose is it generates mana and it fits the tribal theme of what we're doing. So the mana this thing generates is actually very good because it allows you to cast a lot of bigger stuff. When your 7 and 8 drops become 5 and 6 drops instead, that's really cool. That's a lot of cost reduction, allows you to get some big things into play much quicker than you normally would be able to otherwise, so that's always a good time. It does allow you to play some things that you wouldn't normally be able to play in a normal game of Commander just because they're probably too slow. So that's what this deck does. Opponent's going to target the Breeches, but decides not to. Oh, with this in play, the Blink is going to be terrible. Oof. You know, another filter land off the top would probably be really good right here. Brings it back to our turn. There's a mana crypt flip. Tails? Won the flip. Manamo. Manamo's a land. Cool. The blue land. Play the Manamo. Well, we can make a lot of mana now, can't we? That's interesting. I don't know that does the second set of colors help us that much? There's a green, there's a double green. That's even more green. Oh, maybe it does. Maybe it does. Tap Jegantha, see where this gets us. Really want to get the aura shards going. So let's do that. Tap this mana crypt. Oh, what does he have in the graveyard? He has a Liliana's contract, that's fine. Yeah, I think we'll force him to use that. Play the Jace's Archivist. Aura Shard's the Blind Obedience, because Blind Obedience is really terrible for us. Yeah, they're going to sacrifice it. Bringing back the Liliana's contract, that's fine. They draw 4 cards and lose 4 life. We can let this mana go and cast a Samut, or we can cast a Harmonize. I think I want the Harmonize. Just want to make sure our land drops are set up and that we have cool cards coming and stuff like that, so. Oh yeah, there's a Fervor, Fabro Elder, and yeah, that all seems pretty good. We can use Manamo. No, we're out of blue. We're out of blue. Yep, I think that's all we can do this turn. Pass like that. Let's take a look at what our opponents are playing today. First up is Zach Ryan piloting Breeches, Brazen, Plunderer, and Sakashima. We've seen this deck a little bit. It's his normal tricks of he wants to win with your cards. So Breeches allows him to play cards off the top of the library when he does damage to you. Pretty good. Yeah, he's going to send Breeches our way. Hopefully he doesn't get anything cool. Oh, we left a blue mana up. We can untap Jegantha and block. Well, I guess it has Menace. Does have Menace. We take a hit for 3. Let's see what they exile. Graven Karens. It's a filter land. Would have been nice, but that's fine. Also gets a Showdown of the Scalds from opponent. That's a pretty good one to pick up. Get you through those extra land drops. How long do you have to play this? This turn. So, gotta make some choices. Plays a Graven Karens, plays a Dax Duplicant. Uh-oh. Can copy any creature on the battlefield except it has haste and dethrone. Copies the Jace's Archivist. That I don't love. I'd prefer they didn't wheel. Now we got to try to get everything out of our hand because these are all of our good cards. We need to get Fervor. We need to get Samut. Samut's got Flash. So that one's a little easier to get in once we untap. And then Adarkar Valkyrie is also really nice. So is the Fabro. So is the Fabro. Here comes Gavi. Yep, seems good. Astral Drift. Gonna Astral Drift the Gavi. Cycles a reconnaissance mission. Our middle opponent, by the way, is Asgard Iron playing Gavi Nest Warden, the cycling deck from last year. And yeah, they're doing some cycling right now. I assume this is an upgraded version of the deck. I don't think it's the Precon, but I haven't really seen anything that would tell me one way or the other. Oh, there's a Perforos. Yeah, so this must be some sort of upgraded version of the deck, because don't think that Precon had a Perforos in it. And then finally, we have D-Manny piloting his Ghen Arcanum Weaver deck. He's been playing this one a lot lately on both the channel and in paper, so I've been getting a pretty good look at it. The main win in this deck is going to be an Underworld Breach combo, so watch out for that. I have this feeling that our deck is incredibly light on graveyard interaction, as most of my decks usually are, because I never run enough graveyard hate. So that's a thing that can beat us and is a little bit scary. He's already got the Crackle with power in his grave, and that's going to be part of his win. Basically, if he finds Underworld Breach and Mana Geyser, it's good game. There's a Gilded Lotus. Yep. There's a Hammer. Yep. Brings it back to our turn. There's a Mana Crypt. Let's go Tails. Lost the flip. There's Boots. Boots are good. Play the land. Yeah, we're just going to try to cough as many things as we can into play, I think. We've got red, green, and blue, and white. Okay, so that's making 4 colors. That's pretty good. Tap Jegantha. Use Manamo. Untap Jegantha. Pay the blue. Tap Jegantha again. Let's get Fabro Elder. Aura Shards on... I think this Gilded Lotus. Aura Shards is an incredibly punishing card, by the way. It feels pretty terrible when it's in play. Use the ability. Let's get the Fervor into play. Fervor's now in. Sweet. Let's get the Valkyrie into play. We're going to filter some mana here. Aura Shards the Hammer, I guess. Use the ability. Can't really get... We can get the boots if we use the Fabro Elder, but I kind of want to bring in the Samut at the end step. Maybe we just bring in the Samut now. Because we have the Adarkar Valkyrie, so we can protect stuff. Aura Shards the Contract. We're going to let these go. Doesn't look like we have a way to get the boots right here. And we can do some attacking. We'll send this one into D-Manny and this one into Asgard Iron. This is a pretty good turn 5, although I guess we did get a Soul Ring and a Mana Crypt. That's about as good as things go, right? We were going to be a lot slower than this with the initial hand. Opponents take some damage, and we'll pass the turn like that. Having an opponent with discussions about graveyard hate, we're not running any, which is usually a weakness of my decks. I could run this Tormod's Crypt or this awesome 8-drop. The 8-drop wins every time. Opponent doing some attacking. It's got Menace. I don't think that's going to work. Opponent's going to cycle a Cloud of Fairies, Astral Drift, and they're going to blink this thing, the Siren Storm Tamer. Counter target spell or ability that targets you or a creature you control. That could be annoying since we have abilities. Could potentially counter them. Breeches will trigger. Yeah, that's a Feed the Swarm. I would guess that's coming our way. Not the Angel. Not the Angel. They're going to shoot the Aura Shards. Okay, that's fine. Aura Shards is extremely punishing. It is a terrible time for our opponents. Creature comes back at the end step from Astral Drift. Unexpected Windfall. Discard a card, draw 2 cards, create treasure. Yep, that's fine. Impact Tremors will trigger, and they'll get us. Opponent's going to try and Astral Drift our Adarkar Valkyrie. Don't love that. It goes into exile. I meant to tap it before it did that. Hopefully we don't get hit with a board wipe here. Escape Protocol. Whenever you cycle a card, pay 1. When you do, exile target artifact or creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Valkyrie comes back, no harm, no foul. Oh, Martyr's Bond is so nasty. Yep, that's a card. We will activate the Jace's Archivist right here to get some extra cards. Opponent's going to flash in a Spectral Sailor. Sure. Opponent's going to cycle something, Forsake the Worldly, and get some triggers. Gonna hit the Valkyrie again. There's the Archivist. We get a fresh 6. Ooh, that's a Hell's Caretaker. That is interesting. Also, Mirari's Wake is very good. What can we get back? We can get a Visara. We can get Kalitas back. Excited about that one. Take a look at opponent's graveyard. They are playing Underworld Breach combo. That's a thing you got to watch out for. And the more we activate that wheel effect, the more we are going to feed them. Ooh, this one only works during your upkeep, which means giving it haste isn't going to help us. This may hold it back a little bit. I'm almost thinking about wheeling this hand, honestly. Mana Crypt, Tails, lost the flip. Another land. Yeah, I think this may actually be the wheel. Play the Underground Sea. Tap Jegantha. Let's get an Overgrowth on, I guess, this forest. Let's get the Mirari's Wake. We can make a crap ton of mana with the Fabro Elder. Let's get the Hell's Caretaker in. Use Manamo, untap Jegantha. Actually, hold off on that. Let's activate the Jace's Archivist because we've only got lands left. Mana Geysers in the graveyard. Gotta watch out for the... Wow, really? More lands? That's not great. It's not great. Tap the Fabro Elder. Play the Legion's Initiative. Oh, I wanted the white mana. Use the untap ability on the Archivist. Pay a white. Do it again. Get past all these lands. We may have to activate the Legion's Initiative just to, like, untap our stuff. If we untap all this stuff, we could, like, kill him. Probably. Might have to do that. Those are cards. Those are cards. We've got 4 mana up. We're going to need the white and that to blink everything out. So I think we can go... Getting that Fist of Suns in isn't a terrible idea either. Yeah, let's get the Fist of Suns in. So we can untap this, make another Wooburg, and then cast another thing. But then we wouldn't be able to activate that. No, we would be able to activate that. Okay. Okay. Untap Jegantha. Pay a blue. Tap Jegantha. What are we adding? What do we need? The card draw or the Kiki? Kiki's kind of crazy. Let's add a Kiki. Use the Legion's initiative. I forgot that our mana was doubled throughout this entire turn. Whoops. Sure, we could have done things differently. We're having a pretty good turn, though. Things are going really well. No, don't go to the command zone. We have 2 mana floating. Nothing we can do with it. Legion's initiative is going to bring everything back. Use the Kiki to make a copy of the Valkyrie, I guess? Fabro gets us more mana, which is cool. Yeah, I guess the Angel. Let's do some attacking. That's 10. Probably blocks that one. 16. 22. I think we can leave that guy back because we're going to need some blockers. Leave back the Hell's Caretaker. Opponent's going to do some cycling. I'd prefer they did not exile our thingy. Yep, opponent exiles our token, so our attack will no longer be lethal. Don't love it. Yep, he's going to block. Martyr's Bond is going to trigger. Don't love this. We'll sacrifice the Archivist. We've had our fun with it. We have a card draw that doesn't feed our opponents like crazy now. Opponent still has one, though. See how that goes. Overgrowth is also a card that I'm testing out for this list, because if you run into something like a Kyora's Follower, you can make a lot of mana with that. Kiki Jiki and Astral Drift trigger. Opponent survived at 5. See if Zach Ryan is interested in finishing that up. Opponent's going to steal enchantment on our Mirari's Wake. That's not great. Wow, that's really efficient. Stealing it for 2 mana. Out of Tempest. I feel like there's earlier versions of Steal Enchantment. What's the earliest version of Steal Enchantment? Anyone remember? Soul Rain coming in. Clever Impersonator. Let's see where this is going. Gets a second Mirari's Wake. Opponent has 2 Mirari's Wakes. Seems pretty good. And there's a Valakut Awakening. Yep. I imagine they're looking for a Blasphemous Act, but, well, they'll need one eventually. Rift or Blasphemous Act, one of the two. But they have a reasonable board presence. Not quite as big as ours, but they're going to activate the Archivist, losing our Archivist and our Mercurial Chemister, which I did want. Flamekin Village is also a nice backup in case Fervor gets blown up. More stuff happening. Maybe this deck needs a Hana so I can get stuff back. Is Hana enchantments only? Or is it also artifacts? Artifact or enchantment? Yeah, we might want to think about that. That's probably something I should add. I was thinking about like a Tormod's Crypt or a Soul Guide Lantern so that I'm not in constant fear of graveyard decks. There's a couple things. Captain Sisay, Kamal Pit Fighter, Ramp, and a Heliod's Intervention. If opponent, depending on how high they go with... no, because the Underworld Breach thing is like nearly infinite. Impact Tremor is going to trigger, bringing D-Manny down to 4. Thran Dynamo. Opponent's going to Sahili's Artistry, creating a copy of our Samut. Also copying the Thran Dynamo, so Zach Ryan having himself a pretty good turn. Probably need to deal with him next. More cycling. They're going to hit our Samut. That's not amazing, actually. I want to have Samut and Fabro Elder mana up so that I can do tricky things if we need to. Astral Drift will trigger. Breeches and Samut back to play. Knight of the White Orchid for opponent. Impact Tremors. It's down to 3. Does he want to finish it before this combo shows up? Bag of Holding. New one. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. Draw a card, then discard a card by paying 2 and tapping it. Pay 4 and tap it. Sacrifice Bag of Holding. Return all cards exiled with Bag of Holding to their owner's hand. Very interesting. Very interesting. I imagine you need to be in a certain type of deck to really take advantage of that. Seems good with Zerta. Dinosaur Cat over to D-Manny will put him down to 1 life, which means they can cycle a card at any moment and just take them out, I think is where they're going with this. Opponent's asking D-Manny to take my stuff out before he leaves. It's not great. Depending on what he has, we could get dismantled pretty good. Oh, that's an austere command. Big creatures and enchantments. This is gonna hurt so bad. Okay, what are we losing? Tap Fabro Welder, make some mana. Use Samut to... Nope. Hold off on that. Oh, we're gonna lose so much stuff. Use Adarkar Valkyrie on... Really wanted to get a look at this Hell's Caretaker. Don't know if that's still worth it. We should save the Kiki, because Kiki's ridiculous. Opponent's going to Astral Drift some stuff. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. They can mess this up. I guess if they Astral Drift something, then it just gets around the board wipe. They can Astral Drift their own thing. Yeah, they're going to do that. That works for me. Use Samut, untap the Adarkar Valkyrie. Oh, hey. Is there a Gavi trigger on the stack? No, I don't see one. because if there is, they would die before all this resolves. Bag of Holding exiles a card. They cycle. And we'll Valkyrie on the Samut, because Samut, also ridiculous. Fabro Elder survives, thank God. Something left. Jegantha to the command zone. Valkyrie triggers. Kiki's back. Is this enchantment? I don't know. I think this is enchantment. He didn't have any creatures in play. Yeah, all the enchantments are already gone. Okay. We have a board state still. It's not amazing, but it could be worse. Fervor's gone. That's a huge one to lose. Yeah, maybe we do need a Hana in this deck just to make sure when the enchantments get blown up, you can get them back. Keeping Fervor around is a really good idea. Well, I guess we have Samut. Samut still gives things haste. Brings it back to our turn. There's a mana crypt flip. Let's go, Tails. Lost the flip. There's an Arcanus. Arcanus is fun. Play the Mystic Gate. I think we get our commander back right here. Cast Jegantha. Tap Jegantha. Cast Kamal. Actually, let's do this. Use Manamo on Jegantha. Then filter the white into white-blue. Then tap Jegantha. Actually, let's get a captain. Can we afford all this? Yeah, I guess we can just attack him. So, get a Captain Sisay. See what fun stuff we can grab with that. Tap the Captain Sisay. What can we get? Volrath is not a terrible idea. Selvala, Plarg, Niv Mizzet, Marike, Kiora is interesting. Allows us to untap stuff. We draw a card. Garth looks fun. Felden is decent. Felden gives us some kind of graveyard ability, though it's maybe not the most effective. I kind of want to try out this Nostro. Yeah, let's go for the... or we could get Augusta. Yeah, Augusta's kind of crazy too, huh? Yeah, let's get this. This just seems a little too crazy not to do it. The problem is the backside does cost 3 mana. Oh, we can use the Fabro Elder. Yeah, there we go. Use the Fabro Elder. Cast Augusta, Dean of Order. Let's get this Kamal Pit Fighter into play. What else can we do? We can... Yep, we can do that. Get this Arcane Signet. Kiki the Fabro Elder. Make white to untap the Jegantha. Tap Jegantha, cast Arcanus. Tap Arcanus, draw 3 cards. All lands. All lands. Go to combat. Actually, how does this work? Whenever you attack... Okay, yeah. This into D-Manny. This into Zach Ryan. That's kind of small, so we'll hold that one back. Augusta will trigger. Let's float some mana, like a professional. Tap any number of creatures. No, I'm good. Anything to do with that mana? Doesn't look like it. Danny said he had Underworld Breach and needed an untapped land to be able to get it going. Yep, that's exactly what I was worried about, and that's why he got focused down. Because this deck does not have a way to interact with that game plan. Thought about putting like an Urtai in the deck. It's kind of off the beaten path, but if you need to counter something, you need to counter something. I think we'll probably just stay open with our abilities right here. I know we could tap this and then tap 2 Faboros and cast more stuff, but we have a pretty good lead at this moment. We'll just see what opponents do. Bag of Holding does seem good in the cycle deck, now that I'm thinking about it. Gives you the ability to get a lot of stuff back. You know, I felt a lot better when we had the Adarkar Valkyrie in play, because now we don't really have protection against a board wipe. Zenith Flare, uh-oh. Deals X damage to any target, that'd be our face, and you gain X life, where X is the number of cards with cycling in your graveyard. That is currently 20. So with that being the case, we are going to tap that Fabro Elder, tap this Fabro Elder, tap probably this Kiki, copy a Fabro Elder, tap that Fabro Elder, and for good measure, tap this Jegantha. Hopefully this doesn't backfire. That might backfire. All right, so here's a question. If we use the alternate cost of Fista's Sons, does that prevent us from being able to pay X? I'm not looking to find out in this moment, so I'm not going to do that. Oh, you know what we can do, though? We can use this Samut to untap this Fabro Elder, and then tap it again. And then just do it this way. See how much mana we can pump into this thing? 14! Not too bad. Not too bad. We go up to 49. We take a shot for 20, go down to 29. Have some mana left floating. Doesn't look like there's anything we can do with it. Tell an opponent, not today. Getting us with the burn spell for 20. Card I still haven't seen yet is Commander MVP Drum Hunter. It taps for 1 mana, and if you control a creature with power, I think 4 or greater, you draw a card. There's an Okan. Watch out for that. That's probably the win condition. There's Intersplit. See how many cards they draw. We could shoot the Okan. That's probably not a terrible idea. Make sure this doesn't get too far out of hand. Let's go ahead and do that. He does have the Siren Storm Tamer. He might counter this. Yeah, he's going to counter. We've hit a lot of lands, it feels like. Guess we've also drawn a lot of the deck, but haven't seen exactly the cards that I'm looking for. There's still some stuff I want to get to that haven't seen yet. Uh-oh, Chaos Warp on the Augusta. I guess we could just pull it out again, but see if we hit something cool off the top. Come on, big sexy creature. Ooh, nice, we get a Nightscape Master. I don't think we have any mana up for it, but I was hoping to test this one out. I have one of these coming in the mail. We'll see if the mana cost holds it back, but what's interesting is, opponent's going to activate that Archivist again, but what's interesting is, there are very few creatures that tap to do more than 1 damage to another creature. Basically, the card pool you're looking at, like, all the red ones that do it generally sacrifice themselves or have some other condition that needs to be met that make them kind of difficult, with the exception of Kamal, who's in the deck. And, like, Living Inferno's a little bit too tricky just because it tends to die from the damage that it comes back to it, but you could try Living Inferno. But, yeah, just, like, if you just want 2 damage, no questions asked, to a creature, it's surprisingly hard to find. Nostro is another potential option for that, just that you need to cast some spells to be able to do it. But, yeah, this Nightscape Master seems interesting, maybe a little bit mana intense, but, you know, this deck generates mana very, very well, so see if it's worth it in the long run. We do catch Garth One-Eyed also, which is really good because, well, let's just take a read of it. It's a 5-mana 5/5. You tap it, choose a card name that hasn't been chosen from Disenchant, Brain Geyser, Terror, Shivan Dragon, Regrowth, and Black Lotus. Create a copy of the card with the chosen name. You may cast the copy. That's a lot of utility. The last time I played this, I had to go for a Regrowth to get back a board wipe and do that whole thing. Depending on if we untap with our stuff right here, we may be able to make something cool. Might be able to make a Lotus, maybe a Dragon, regrowth something cool. Anything could happen. I didn't even see... opponent caster Sakashima, they have a second Zinder Split, so they are primed to draw many cards. Is that a May? That is not a May. So, depending on how these flips go, some chance they deck themselves. This does not target, sadly. Brain Geyser does allow you to target with the draw. If they draw too many cards, I may consider the Brain Geyser kill. That would be really funny, although he might pick up a free counter spell in there. We got to watch out for that. I don't think we really have a way to play around that. Card we haven't found yet is Pulse Mage Advocate, which will be really good since our graveyard's starting to get kind of stacked up. Okay, opponent goes up to 7 cards in hand, not the end of the world. If they drew like 20 or 30, something wild like that, then yeah, we just Brain Geyser and take them out. That was a pretty wild turn right there. It's only turn 8, kind of a quick moving game. The Soul Ring Mana Crypt start into Jegantha. Really kind of put our foot on the gas. The paper version of this deck does not play like that. There's no Mana Crypt. It's a much more chill version of the deck. But certain things, also removal too. Depending on how people play their removal can slow this deck down so much. Everything you're doing is creature-based, so removal happens, it's bad. But there wasn't really a lot of removal early in those first, like, 5 or so turns. That's a cast out. Sure, I'm not going to like this. Going after our Samut. Don't love it. Don't love it. Now we don't have haste. Oh, we have boots in hand. Okay. So, Garth, cast the boots, activate Garth, get a disenchant, shoot the cast out, get back our thing. Oh, no! We didn't activate our creatures, and now the thing's gone. Ooh, that's not great. I had planned to draw some cards. Whoops. Opponent's going to return all cards with Bag of Holding. They go up to 8 cards in hand. We're going to cycle a card. Opponent's going to send a bunch of 2/2s our way. Yep. We'll lose some life right here. And a 2/2 first strike. Eat the first striker. Take the rest. We take down the Knight of the White Orchid. We go to 21. Take some damage. Brings it back to our turn. There's a Mana Crypt. Tails. Won the flip. Uh-oh. Zach's drawing cards. Well, I guess we better shoot the Okan before all that starts happening. It goes down. That's an Avatar of Woe. That's probably coming in for black, which doesn't usually happen. Play this land. Tap Jegantha. Use the Manamo to untap Jegantha. Cast Garth. Let's go... Let's get the boots. Equip the boots. Tap this. Choosing Disenchant. So much utility. Cast Disenchant for 2. Blow up this cast out. Tap the Fabro, I guess. Oh, actually, no, we can undo that. Tap Arcane Signet and Soul Ring. Samut's back. Tap Sisay. Get this Plarg back. Cast Avatar of Woe for black. Not an easy thing to do. Do we have 2 black? That'll make some black. Tap this. Tap this. Cast Augusta. Float to make 2 blue mana. Return the Zinder Split. Yeah, return the Zinder Splits. Opponent's gonna cycle. Ooh, Astral Drift's gone. That's nice. Tap Arcanus. Ooh, that's the Pulse Mage Advocate. And Sabo Tavik. Alright, what cool stuff's in our graveyard? Kalitas kind of cool. Valkyrie's kind of cool. Get the Whisper of the Wilds. Tap it. Get Pulse Mage Advocate. Get Tap Jegantha. Get Sabo. Kiki on Avatar of Woe, I guess. Go to combat. Think we did just about everything we're supposed to. Maybe we could have untapped something right there, but it's fine. Just everything into Zach Ryan, I guess. Nope, leave that one back. I guess it's a one. Yeah, leave that one back. I gotta get used to playing with the Augusta ability a little bit, because I think I probably could have tapped these differently. Also, I'm noticing Vigilance. I really need to get some Vigilance into the deck, probably like an Always Watching or something like that. We're not going to tap any of our creatures. We probably could have shot some blockers, is probably what we could have done. Yep, opponent's going to block 1. Opponent goes down to 4. An unfortunate amount given the Kamal Pit Fighter. What other spells we got in here? Terror, Shivan, Black Lotus. Activate the Sisay, see if there's something we can get to get the final point of damage. Opponent's gonna cycle. We need 1 point of damage. Niv Mizzet. Niv Mizzet is a card that does damage. Yep. Get a Niv Mizzet. Tap this Jegantha. Cast a Niv Mizzet. Just so we don't have to worry about anything happening, we're gonna draw a card. There's a trigger, do that. Then Kamal right there. Then we can wait on the Arcanus, I guess. Also, we have this to use. We'll shoot that. Zach Ryan goes down. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Pass the turn. Even if opponent has a board wipe, we can go Kiki on Pulse Mage, and Adarkar Valkyrie. Actually, Pulse Mage, the Adarkar Valkyrie, Kiki, the Adarkar Valkyrie, have 2 Adarkar Valkyries. Save a number of things is what we can do. We haven't even found any of the steel creatures. There's a lot of creatures that steal that tap, and those are all in the last 30 or so cards of the deck. Beguiler of Wills is insane in this deck. Spellpire Phoenix enters the battlefield. You may return target instant or sorcery card with cycling. Oh, let's see if they have one of them board wipes. Down to 4 mana. May not have the mana for one. What are they getting? Akroma's Vengeance is a board wipe with cycling. I guess the question is, do we have enough damage? We have pretty good damage. Arcanus and Niv Mizzet could really punch out some damage. There's a Mystic Sanctuary, fun and fair magic card. Getting back the Zenith Flare. Well, that's not ideal. We pulled some magic out of a hat last time. I don't know that we have 2 of those in us. Zenith Flare is an instant. Oh, God. So they could cycle a card, get it back, and then shoot us in the face for a whole bunch. Don't love it. Don't love it. Opponent's end step. Let's draw some cards with Arcanus. Oh, you want to know what we can do? We can Pulse Mage cycling cards back to their hand so it doesn't kill us. That's a thing. That's a thing. Let's kill this 4/2 flyer. Definitely don't want that in the way. And this one to the face. Is he going to try it? He's going to Ghostly Flicker. Okay. That's fine. This means we're probably golden. Well, still a question of whether we have 52 damage or not. Ooh, Mystic Sanctuary triggers again? Weird. Oh, they blink the land. Okay. Not enough for the Zenith Flare, though. I wonder if they had a cycler to be able to do that. I'm going to puts another card back on top. Didn't see what it was. Opponent saves their creature. We'll tap this Fabro Elder. Filter the red into, what do we need? Green? We need more red. No, we need double red. Use the green to filter into that. 2 damage to the Phoenix. Suppose we could have did that in response to the thing. Tap the Avatar, shoot a thing. Pulse Mage. We need to give opponent 3 cards back. Brand is not all that scary. All artifacts, little scary. Desert of the True is fine. Tectonic Reformation. We can bring back a creature. It'll be this Visara. Just for full value, Kiki on the Pulse Mage. Pulse Mage. Cloud of Fairies, and not Go for Blood. Reconnaissance mission. Oh, one more. That one. Oh, you want to get us the damage? This Jace's Archivist plus Niv Mizzet. Yep, use the blue floating. Activated Jace's Archivist, draw 13. Opponent's got 13 cards in hand. This is another one that I'm trying to test out that, you know, it seems cute. The white might be a little rough, but sometimes you just need to blow some stuff up. So we'll see how that goes. There's a whole bunch of triggers. We draw a lot of things. Oh my god. Yep, there's the rest of the stuff that we want. Let's start shooting. I think shoot some creatures, get rid of the blockers. And put the rest of these in the face. Opponent loses all their creatures. We'll shoot this last one right here with the Visara. Goes down to 46. Then we'll bring it back to our turn. We really have an excessive number of things that we can do now. I'm not going to cast most of this because it will just take forever, and I think we've got opponent locked up here. We just need to make sure we have enough damage. Make a Shivan Dragon. That's fun. Brings it back to our turn. Mana Crypt flip. I lost the flip. Draws a land. Niv Mizzet trigger. Play land. I'm just going to play one creature. That's going to be the Bloodline Keeper. It's just a card I really like, so we're playing a Bloodline Keeper. Also, it'll get us more power. Tap the Bloodline Keeper. Go to combat. I'm just going to swing everything. Send them all. Augusta trigger. So the goal would be to get Vigilance. Vigilance with Augusta seems like a really good thing. Definitely going to have to drop an Always Watching in here. I think we'll be okay without the damage. Let's see if we have 45 right here. We have some tricks that we can execute if we don't. Oh, funny story. There's only 18 cards in our library. 20 in opponents. They go down. That was about 60 damage. Wow, that was more than I didn't realize we had that much. So finally taking it down. Kind of a slow game. We played slow. Only 18 minutes left on the clock. Asgard wasn't the quickest either at 30 minutes left on the clock, but definitely us playing slow a bit. When you have to leave all your effects up, you can't tap out, so that's always a thing. Yeah, as far as new cards we saw, Garth is playing really well. That is so much utility, and the fact that Jegantha basically makes it a free cast, you don't have to use any of your mana, is huge. That one's been awesome. Avatar, I was impressed. It came down late, and even with a player gone, we still had 10 or more creatures in the graveyard, so yeah, maybe this has to go into the main version of the deck. Jeskai Ascendancy still didn't get to see it. Augusta Dean of Order, pretty good, pretty good. Will work even better if we have Vigilance. Then we can get the attack and the tap trigger. And I've been experimenting with a Chroma's Memorial in my paper version of the deck. Hasn't really come into play yet, but when it does, should be very exciting. May need to also look at an Always Watching or something like that. Really wanted to look at this Nostro. Didn't get a chance to see that one. The Legions Initiative was super helpful. I only have one copy of Legions Initiative. It's a foil. I'm thinking I need to buy a second one. I think I pulled it out of this deck and put it into Rokirik, and looks like I might need another one. Because using this to untap all of our creatures and get that attack off was super good. But yeah, otherwise, I'm happy with how it played. Not a lot of removal this game. There was one board wipe, and by the time it came down, we had Valkyrie with Kiki, which is just kind of wild, so we were able to protect ourselves pretty well from it. I've been thinking about a Living Death in the paper version of this deck just because people start firing board wipes off left and right. It gives you some ability to get all your stuff back, and in theory, like if your graveyard's stacked up really high, you being able to get like repeatable effects from your creatures should be better than what your opponents are doing, hopefully. But anyway, yeah, I'm really happy with how it played. I've been enjoying this deck a ton. It's so much fun to play. Really been loving playing this thing, so I'll probably drive some Patreons crazy with it in paper this weekend as well. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching.
I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel and vote on which decks I play next, feel free to check out my Patreon, link below.